calling from Los Angeles, and I'm having a little problem under the name ThatUmbrellaGuy. I sent him my phone number at least 20 times in the chat and told him to call me. He ignored me. I'm a man. I filed the report. If you guys could take a look at it and give me a call back, I would love to hear what you guys can do to help us. We really need to kind of stop this guy at least until Monday. I told him to call me. I'm a man.
All right. Hey, what no? Under my umbrella. All right. How's it going, folks? Man, the last few days have been a wild one. I've been going through, looking at some of the craziness, and I just can't believe some of the stuff that has happened we haven't talked about. I hope you folks are doing great, by the way. I mean, we're going to have some fun times today. I mean, today we've got all kinds of stuff to cover. We have Chris Bouzy, basically falling in his own little trap, owning himself, and then coming out and attacking a business because apparently he allegedly created a fake account. He apparently, this is the way this sets up, okay? And I'll talk about it in depth, but he ends up hyping this security or Detectify. He says, "Hey, Detectify, yeah, they love Spoutible. In fact, they've gone through. They've given us the highest accolades. I mean, we are something." Yeah, so the company itself, Detectify, comes out and says, "Yeah, that never happened. that never happened." So what does Chris Bouzy do? He attacks them, calls them racists, and says it's all because he's black. Making it even more fun is the fact that apparently the email that registered this, since his they have data leaks there. You can actually check any email you want. Apparently the email that it was set up under, was Chris Bouzy. It's the best shit I've ever watched. It's the biggest clown show ever. These people never disappoint. They've also been threatening Emily D. Baker. They've been threatening what looks like harm. And the circus never stops. Now, if you're wondering, by the way, what's going on with all of this? So apparently AH had the film. Remember, she had 2 films in the works or in the pipe. She had Into the Fire, which was some meaningless, no-name thing. And she also had Aquaman. Well, Into the Fire ends up getting into I don't know, some festival. I mean, you know, it's bad is it was hard for me to even care to laugh at it. I mean, for real, I was having difficulty like managing to, I was like, do I want to laugh at this? And yeah, I feel like I do. I feel like I need to go back and laugh at it. But in the moment, I was like, "Man, I don't know. I don't really know if I want to laugh at it." And you know, that's a pretty sad statement when I don't want to laugh at somebody. What's up, D? By the way, thanks for the 20. Happy crappy Monday, Tug. Well, hey, I'm glad you're here. We're gonna make it all. We're gonna make that Monday pain go away. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun times. Look at Rabbit popped right in too. Dropped some 5 gifted memberships too. Thank you. I'm trying to get everything. It has been a crazy time for real. I'm having one of the craziest times life wise that I could have right now. Okay, maybe I'll talk about the particulars one day. Not today, though. Not today. But it is definitely interfered with everything. So but we are back. We will all have fun, and it's going to be from laughing at other people. Now, I do want to take the threats kind of seriously for a minute, though, because Emily D. Baker, yeah. So Emily D. Baker is good people. I mean, she's been one of the nicest people online. In fact, when she covered the Depp case, you know, she said, Depp, I don't know if he's going to win. She went in with an open mind. She went looking at everything, and she decided over time, hey, this is what's here. She had an objective opinion, and she decided, well, according to these people, the wrong thing. So what did they do? They do what they do to everyone else. They threaten. They threaten to do harm, and they have been doxing and more. They've been there's been discussions about family. There's been discussions about. I'm going to be very I'm going to be very vague about this kind of stuff, but yeah, I mean they've been full-fledged digging into her life, trying to do damage because that's the kind of garbage human beings that they are. Subi Sue, thanks for the 20 there. Thank you for that. And the super sticker, bam. Thank you too. Fallen Hero, thanks for the 5. How's it going? It's going better today. I'm glad I could get on here and do this. I'm glad. And Subi Sue, thanks for the 2 there as well. I saw a couple of member chats. I apologize for missing those. Oh, it's just I'm trying to navigate. So there's like week there's a week plus of stuff that I want to hit. A week plus. And I want to make sure that people see this stuff because some of it is important. Some of it's funny. I mean, it's all important in its own weird clustered way. We haven't even gotten to the fact like here's something I haven't covered. I think I need to do a video on, but we'll definitely at least laugh at it in a live stream. Did you know that the herd simps, they either do one of 2 things. People are torn on this, but let's just take them at their word, okay? If we take them at their word, they paid a plane like $1,200, $1,500 something. I have to look at it. They're trying to fundraise it, but they paid to fly a banner over bumfuck nothing. Nobody cared about it or anything else. And then they had to go out and they had to do a fundraiser for it. That happened. I never even got a chance to cover it. I was like, oh my God. These people, you know, if they weren't just such a calamity shit show, I'd be bored by now. God. But you know, every time I think, yeah, they're not gonna do anything to top that one. They're like, oh yeah, we will. Yes, we will. Oh, it's funny. I mean, I'm glad that I tuned into these people. I'm glad these people tuned into me. I mean, they do nasty shit, but I don't care. I don't care if they pointed at me. I just don't care anymore. But oh, good time. So if you look at this though, this is 2 pretty nasty pieces of work talking about Emily D. Baker. I'm still 100%. When it comes to some non-Detford coming in hot to defend Johnny, and it turns out they follow Emily D. Baker every damn time. Oh, that woman needs to be dealt with. That doesn't sound rational or sane, especially with what I'm going to show you in just a second, where they're talking about violence. Other ones are. She's caused irreparable harm to DV victims. And then you have another one you can see right there talking about, I'm working on something. I'm going to damage. Why? What's funny is they've been talking about smearing her as a racist, smearing her because of politics, smearing her because of whatever relationship. And you know what? I want to make this very clear. I don't give a fuck how you vote. You vote however you want. You want to vote for, I don't care, a blade of grass, You want to vote for the actual, a little bit more of the puff puff pass kind of grass. I don't care what you do in your life. That's your business. But these people, man, they will weaponize anything. What's scary is, like I said, I've seen discussions where family is being brought up. And you've got to remember, it's the same crowd that, well, when we look at them, let's see. So here's delusional takes. I actually like delusional takes. You'll notice, by the way, Cat 10 Barge like this, apparently. Fun times, huh? What did she have? Was she liking? Well, here's one of those Amber simpletons saying, defending age is not enough anymore. I need a gun. Huh. Drink that in, baby. That is a call for violence. That is absolutely 100%. Defending's not enough. It's not enough to be on the defensive. They're saying, oh, yeah, they want to be on the offensive. And it's not enough to be offensive. You had to go out and, do it with your words. Oh, no, they're saying we choose violence. And again, what's right there in the middle of it? NBC fucking News is calling for violence. Bravo, NBC News. Bravo. I hope you get recognized for this shit, because that is messed up. I mean, when people are out there doxing, people are out there trying to do damage, when they're doing anything they can to try to do harm, yeah, they have mainstream media support. I mean, really, just drink that idea in there. Calls for violence with mainstream media support. And like I say, that's one of the reasons that, these are not very rational people. I did a live stream not too long ago. I left this up, by the way, where these folks, they were talking about how they've destroyed their lives. There was one particular one. I pulled up this long thread, went through the entire thing. If you missed that, you should definitely check that out, because they were talking about how they had not only destroyed their lives, people in there, they were worried about them, but they were talking about themselves as foot soldiers. They have been discussing this, not like they're in some kind of Twitter bout. No, they talk about it like they think that they're at war. And the problem is that these are some useless fucking people. And at the end of the day, useless fucking people that have had head pats from people that, well, they consider their little idols online, they become very dangerous. Some of them, not every instance out there, but some of these, they'll go out and, yeah, I mean, we have an instance of a president. Remember Reagan? Somebody went out because they were mentally ill, and they thought, hey, they were going to impress Jodie Foster. So what did they do? They tried to assassinate a president. If they would do that, again, you see the mental illness on display. Not saying anyone's out there a president, but again, the mental illness factor that comes in, people that are obviously unwell, mingled with folks that want to weaponize them, it becomes a sordid, dangerous affair. And there are some very ill people out there. I mean, again, you see some of them running 18, 19, 20 freaking or more accounts. I mean, it's unreal. But yeah, they choose violence. So a lot of people have been, if if you yourself are somebody that knows Emily, just make sure she's safe. I mean, real, I mean, these people too. So here's a funny one as well. I want to throw one more funny one in here. Did you realize that they think that the trial is actually fake? So check this out. This is good stuff. I enjoyed this. So one person is like, they're this is the middle of a conversation. They're like, stop lying. Here she lost on all her counts. They post the verdict form. What do they get? These are the idiots that you're dealing with. Again with this cartoon. Cartoon. First of all, if this is a cartoon for you, you had a pretty shitty time growing up. You know what I mean? I oh man. I mean, I feel for you for real. The old jokes about we were so poor, we had colored TV until we ran out of crayons. Yeah, that's the same thing here. When we watch cartoons, mom and dad used to hold up the bills and make them dance in front of us. I mean, seriously, if that's what you think is a cartoon, I have some empathy somewhere down here underneath the laugh track. I'm not sure where, but I'll try to dig it out. But seriously, again with this cartoon, that a dead stain, Drew, that was debunked months ago. Somebody debunked. Whoa, Nelly! Somebody debunked the entire trial. Oh my God, dumbest human being alive. Oh, I think that they can't get any dumber. Again, and they're like, hold my crayons. Hold my cartoons, baby. Where's this paper from? Who filled it out? On what date? Where's your link from a reliable news source explaining it? You can't answer a single one of those because this document is 100% fake. And oh my God, people have been laughing at this person. You've been laughing at them. It has been kind of glorious. Oh my God, I'm dying inside. It's so funny. Oh, give me 1 second here. Super suit that for the 10 there in the face. It fits perfectly. Thank you. Ninja, what's up? Thanks for the advice. The sad thing is AH doesn't care about them and would happily throw them under the bus if it benefited her in some way. I mean, hey, see Eve Barlow. But Eve Barlow comes, she's like, please take me back, Amber. I'm back on Twitter. I've come back. Amino Tug keeps laughing at me. Oh shit! It's too much fun. It's too much fun. I can't stop it. I'm kind of addicted to laughing at these dipshits. Oh, it does get difficult. I mean, even when Santa Claus. I mean, come on. When Santa Claus went after them, I thought that was pretty funny. You know what's really awesome about it is I got a nice follow out of Santa Claus there. I mean, Santa, what was really funny about this? So Santa, first and foremost, was like, hey, I did a video on this, by the way. But Santa Claus was like, hey, JD, he's on the nice list. And then after that, they tried to damage Santa Claus. They actually went out and they tried to destroy fucking Santa Claus. I was like, what kind of a weird world am I in? They were like, oh my God, let's trend. Let's take him down. Let's cost him followers. Oh, and it backfired. Because what you out there trying to throw that with Santa Claus for? Oh my God, it's good stuff. What's up, Caroline? Thanks for that 20 trophy time, baby. Indeed. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. But Santa Claus is like, well, I lost 200 followers in an hour for tweeting this, laughing about it. Well, you notice how this comes out. By the way, follow Santa Decides. Santa Decides, I will have to say, Santa Decides actually runs a pretty funny, just random stuff here and there. But Santa Decides made these folks so mad for 2 days that, oh my God, it was fun to watch. Like they would come in, they'd be like, oh, you fat ass. He'd be like, you're on the naughty list. And it would make them so mad. But look at how he's like, -200. And he's like, charity's good, which is true, by the way. That's what makes these folks so mad. Because at the end of the day, the person that they simp for, the monster that they simp for, defrauded children. I mean, that's the reality to it. And JD didn't have to do much of anything. He was like, hey, I'm going to come in. I don't want your greasy money. I want my name, man. Take your greasy money. I'm going to put it somewhere where it can be used, to help sick and dying kids. Oh, the own in that indeed. So charity is good. That's true. What's the negative there? Again, it's not sounding off. No shot at AH, but any support whatsoever, they got to try to boycott. Even the idea that JD did charity. Well, he was like, hey, well, those people they've been replaced. Out with the old, in with the new. Good times there. And then, 1,000 plus just kept growing. That's all the AH simps can do. For all the fake likes and all the robo bullshit that they pull, botting and stuff, they can make it look like they have some power. They can threaten, and maybe some of them are dangerous, but they ain't shit. I mean, it's just, what are they going to damage? I mean, again, they make the things they despise. The only people that get damaged by them are the people that are afraid of them. And I understand that, by the way. I'm not, if that's you, I get it. You're dealing with crazy fucking people. I get it. But man, these folks, you want to realize like how heavily these idiots are owned. All you have to do is look at, okay, this is nutty. So check this out. They save fan art of me. I mean, this is how obsessive and crazy they are. I like, by the way, the original artists here. Props to them. I love their artwork, but they save this stuff. I mean, they're that obsessed. So they make you. And I always love reminding them that Adam Waldman, they're like, Adam Waldman created you. You're a monster. And I'm like, no, you did. You did. Amber Heard did. She gave me the megaphone. A megaphone that I've been using for a fucking year loudly now because men, hashtag men too, baby. Hashtag men too. But they gave it to me. And again, you folks, obviously. But the people who blasted it out worldwide, it wasn't JD or his team. It wasn't an Adam Waldman. It was AH. It was Steve Barlow. It was all these crazy people. They built it up. And again, this is owning somebody. You own them body, mind, and soul when they obsess over you to the point that they keep fan art of you to post. Like I said, I love the original artist to that. For real. Good stuff there. AJ, what's up, AJ Stowe? Thank you for the 5 gifted memberships, by the way. I appreciate that sincerely. I'm in a very good mood today. I appreciate all of you, by the way. Jit, thanks for the 5. Santa hilarious, buddy. Garnered followers. Yes, indeed. My guess. Easter Bunny. You said they're going to go after the Easter. I mean, what's next? Tooth Fairy? Oh, it's going to be good. Easter Bunny's going to question AH eggs donation. Oh, no, it's the wrong kind of egg. And they're like, boycott, you have to take those. Oh, Lord. Suey Sue, thanks for the 10. And the little laughing dog, indeed. Thank you. Oh, John, thanks for the 5. You're living rent free in their heads. I know, it's fun. I mean, this is fun stuff. Okay, so let's get a little boozy. I'm laughing enough. I feel like I'm a little boozy already. Yeah, I'm not, by the way, but hey. A little boozy. Oh, no. All right. Seriously. Okay. Let me pull this up here. A little boozy. Oh, that was a dumb joke. You ever tell a joke, you're like, well, that was really dumb. I always blame it on dad humor. I'm like, well, dad humor. Yeah, that's it. It wasn't a terrible joke. That was dad humor. 1 second, I'm saving a picture because it's so small printed I can't read it aloud. All right, here we go. That's better. So Boozy, like I said, Boozy has gone on record trying to shout out this company that was called Detectify. He started out essentially saying, we've been here. Let me pull in on this. He'd been saying that this place, Detectify, had propped up Spoutible. You know, Spoutible, that's going to be all the, it's going to be the, it's going to be the next bigger than Twitter. Yeah. So he goes in, there's good threads on this stuff. And he's basically saying this account right here, this account, that's Detectify. They've run in, they've done security checks and everything. Again, they backed Spoutible 100%. In fact, again, they they went in, Boozy went in and he verified this account. Now, with everything here, what's fascinating when you start reading through everything, what's absolutely nuts about it is you start finding people that are like, what the heck is going on? Well, that's because, like I said, if you look at the email behind this place, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I don't think that belongs to Detectify. Do you? I don't think Christopher at spoutible.com, which was a early addition, according to people who've been looking at this. It was an early addition to the whole Spoutible model. So, out of those beta testers, yeah, this was an early account. It looks like a certain Chris Boozy may well have created this account. Now, what makes this even better? After Boozy, he starts shouting out. After he starts shouting out Detectify, he starts talking about this. Detectify actually comes out and they put this on blast. They're like, yo, that's not us. I mean, they clarify this. They clarify the fact that Chris Boozy is lying. Now, because of this, he will attack them and he will attack their business hard. And this is an interesting lesson for all of you folks, by the way. It's an interesting lesson in the idea that if you join Spoutible, the anti getting harassed, the anti bullying platform, the one where you get your safe space. It's going to be that safe, keeping you safe from all the meanies out there. Yeah, if you join that, what's going to happen is one day you're going to not walk lockstep with Boozy and he's going to try to destroy you or your business. And that's what happens because they're like, yo, that's not us. Gloria, thanks for the 5, by the way. That comment on the bottom right, you're Adam Waldman. Somebody else said no. Yellow Flash is Adam Waldman. I think actually this account's being run by JD. I'm like, no, I don't do a good Hunter S. Thompson. I wish I did though. That'd be awesome. Eagle Rider, thanks too. I'm finally in my house. Happy to see you on. Hey, I'm glad you're doing better. I'm glad I'm on too. Like I said, it's been crazy times, but thank you. I'm glad you're doing better for sure. Good to see you. Subi Sue, thanks for the 3 there. My hero indeed. Vixen, thanks for the 11 months. Don't forget to slash that like button. Indeed. Frazzle, wow. Yes, very much wow. Thanks for those 10 months too. John, Dad Jokes, Pie, Barbados costs $2 a slice. In Bermuda, it's $2.50 a slice. In Trinidad, it's $3 a slice. Now you know about the pirates of the Caribbean. The pirates. That is so bad. That's bad. That's good though. I'm gonna tell my kids that. Tracy, thanks for the 220. Your coverage of the crazies makes my day. Thank you, Tug. Hey, I appreciate that. And Sandra, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for the membership. Welcome to Tug's Thugs. I did a stop right there so I could breathe for a second because I got laughing. I was like, I'm never going to tell this right because I keep laughing. Again, I need that mantra. Professional. All right, so here's Detectify. What a mess. Detectify is like, we're aware of the Spoutible account masquerading as Detectify. And you have to remember the reason that Boozy gets mad about this is he was just hyping up how this business, how it is actually, they're approved. They're a great place. No bots, no problems and all. And what's funny is after this, he's going to claim that his bot-free account, by the way, his bot-free Spoutible, the place that is safe, unlike Twitter. Yeah, that place, they're running a bot on it. It must be a bot that created this account by Detectify because they're racists. I mean, I kid you not. That's the thing with it. So it's masquerading as Detectify. The account is not connected to Detectify in any way. We have asked that it be taken down and will be taking legal action if it is not removed in short order. So they made it very clear with Boozy. Not only is that not us, and no longer are you going to keep up the masquerade, but if you keep lying about this, if you don't do something about it, we're going to take legal steps to make sure that this comes down. And again, Boosie, he starts threatening them because of this. He starts threatening them, saying that he's demanding an apology. I mean, it's what's amazing is the freaking idiots that simp for the guy. I mean, he's losing support. He's getting hammered. Like, he is absolutely getting hammered. And he's getting hammered for other reasons too. I mean, he's picked fights with God knows how many people online. They used to be his brand. It used to be a workable brand. But the problem is that the fights that he started picking, like if I were a business owner, I would not put my business on Spoutible. Why? Because I see what's happening to this business right here. He's trying to hurt it. All this business is saying is that's not us. But unfortunately, or fortunately, because we get to watch the shit show, but unfortunately for this business here, Boozy, it looks like he created the account. Again, that's what all of those pieces, all of those threads people have been exposing. It looks like he may well have been part of the creation of it. You'll never know whether or not. But regardless, all they wanted is a fake count taken down. They were saying, no, that's not something we authorize. That's not something we do, by the way. We don't create accounts. We don't endorse. That's not what our business model is. Yeah. So they say, in response to recent tweets, Detectify does not own and did not set up any Spoutible account. We continue urging said platform to eliminate the account masquerading as Detectify. Detectify does not comment on security reports and advocates for providing them with the necessary context. Using a security product does not automatically improve your security posture. That requires continuously scanning your attack surface and pairing the findings with the appropriate remediation. With Detectify, anyone can sign up and run a scan given that assets have been verified for ownership. This does not represent engagement in a partnership or similar relationship. So again, they shoot down the idea, any type of partnership. That's not happening. Even though, yeah, we're partnered with them. No, not a partner brand at all. Also, security reports. They're saying you can't say because you ran a security report with us that you're safe online. That's not how it works. Diligence. Diligence is what keeps people safe. And I 100% agree with that, by the way. I mean, it would be the same thing as saying I went in and I ran an antivirus scan about 2 years ago. Hey, we're safe, baby. No, that doesn't mean anything. Again, it might show you some problems and it can make the platform safer in the immediate. But when you're talking about long term, they don't back that. They don't make statements like that. And again, the reason that this is a problem is because they're answering Boozy's claims, and Boozy doesn't like it. So Boozy, Boozy, oh man. So he decides to put out a very lengthy discussion about a lot of what's going on here. Let me read this thing to you. I mean, it just gives you an idea of how doubling and tripling down, actually works. Which again is crazy. But he created his own echo chamber. He created it to service his own ego. So of course, it's going to go this way. Hey, what's up, Subi Sue? Thanks for the 5 gifted memberships and everything else. Thank you. And thank you all for being here and making this a wonderful day. Like I said, it's been crazy times. So I appreciate all of you being here. What's up, Naomi? Tug, the only real investigative journalist at a sea of morons. I'm just entertained. You know, I tell you who actually does a really good job with stuff, and he's getting hammered, by the way, by from platforms. Colonel Kurtz does a very good job diving into subject matter. You know, Manson Files. If you're looking at the Mance case, and again, there are a lot of good people out there. But yeah, I appreciate the back end. I just if I find something fascinating, if I find it funny, it's hard to let it go. Dread night. Thanks for having me, Tuck. Hope you're doing great. I am now. I hope you had a great Father's Day. Yes, happy belated Father's Day, all you daddies out there. Sorry, I missed last few streams. Wasn't feeling good, but I'm doing better. Well, I'm glad you're doing better. You probably ain't missed a lot. I haven't been on for a hot minute. I mean, it's been a hot minute. I don't remember the last time. I know it's been over a week. So, but anyway, let's read this together. I got to put on my dramatic reading. Actually, I know I don't. I don't. Gotcha. What's up, gotcha? Thanks for two. When's that next sprinkler review, by the way? Haven't got there lately. If you would, though, all of you wonderful people, if you see a video out there, I did have a gap. I've had gaps, health gaps, craziness. So if you see a video, pump up its stats, please. Thank you. Because YouTube is like, what the fuck's going on with this channel? I'm like, I'm sorry. It's the crack. It's a crack, by the way. Anyway, dear Spoutible community, earlier this week, we ran a security scan using a service called Detectify. Our implementation began in January as part of our commitment to maintaining the integrity of our infrastructure. We noticed that during the initial scan of our staging services, Detectify's system autonomously created an account. So they're saying it just randomly made an account. That's what they did, baby. They didn't. I didn't do it. They did it. They did it off the bat. So this is the deflection. They have a bot that runs on our bot-free platform, by the way, that's protected by our company, Bot Sentinel, which doesn't actually track bots. Yeah, they were. All of this starts out telling you that you're safe. We have a bot-free platform. Because Detectify, and now Detectify, the place you were saying, they're running bots creating cloud. It's unreal. It's like you're tying your own shoestrings together. Let me run. Face plants. I love it. Oh my God. It hurts. It hurts. So dumb. So dumb. Detectify, they autonomously created an account that began engaging in unwarranted activities such as spamming and following other accounts. So they were hyping them when this first started out. Now they were engaging in unwanted behavior. So it went from they love us, we love them, we're partnered, we've been using their products forever, to they were botting and spamming and doing things that we don't like. Oh my God. You see, again, it's an attack on their business, though, because they clarified, we're not your partner. We didn't engage, we didn't make you safer, and we don't endorse your platform. Yeah. Again, I hope the world watches. But Spoutable's a dead platform. They can say anything that they want. If you can trend something if your top trending item, top making waves, making fucking waves. If you can make waves on platform, I mean on Twitter, I'd have to throw my girthy self down. I'd be like, boom, I'm making waves, baby. On there, yeah. I mean, it takes seven freaking items, 7 spouts. I had to think for a second. Oh, tweets. No. Oh, by the way, Boozy also has admitted that the $89 program that he denied buying, he did, but it was only at the beginning, guys. That's what they built their infrastructure. They built on top of it. You don't know how this works. If it were somebody else out there, because racism, if it were somebody else, they would call that person a genius, but not him, because racism. I'm not even joking. I love life some days. I mean, this stuff is unreal. Liz, thanks for the 5 gifted memberships too. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. I mean, it's so funny to keep up with. Gotcha. Thanks for the 5. Was promised a sprinkler review. Send it, Tuck. I need one that shoots fire. Like I said, I need somebody that can do a good one. I'll do one after the comic gets done. We 5 months of trying to catch up all at once. The artist SK has got everything working all of the little bugs out. Like there's a hand missing in one place. There was some dialogue issue here and there. Again, correcting issues either there were oversights that with my time that I missed or I caused myself, or making sure things look beautiful. But we're almost there. God, so close. Rosemary, thanks for 10. Hey, Tug, it's wonderful to hear laughter again. Been missing you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you for sure. So here we go. In a subsequent stand of our beta server, similar activity was observed. To mitigate any confusion amongst our users, we changed the associated email address to curtail the spamming. So they're telling you that they had access to change the email to the associated account. They didn't ban an account. Like think about that. That would be like Twitter going in and changing your sign-in items, your security items, the way that you went in. Oh, we're going to change that. Yeah, that's typically not what happens unless you have ownership of an account. That's kind of how that works, right? But I digress. I digress. What do I know, right? I mean, I'm not a tech genius. Oh my goodness. Oh Lord. What do I know? John, thanks for the 5. Every time somebody talks about Spoutible, I get mental images of Moby Dick. There she blows. Yeah, it's a hump like a snow hill. Indeed. Jenny, thanks for the 3 months. My daughter and I love your laugh, Tug. Thanks for keeping us informed in a fun way. Yeah, this stuff should be fun. Honestly, you should be able to point and laugh at stupid. I mean, honestly, you should be able to point and to laugh at stupid and to have fun because there are serious topics out there. We hit them every now and then, but topics like this are what I enjoy because this is like Chris Boozy. His intention when he takes aim at people, like he put the crosshairs on myself because of Amber Heard. When he did that, his intention was to destroy. It was to do damage, and he did everything he could. He focused or hyper focuses on people, and he tries to destroy. That has been his MO. Unfortunately, with that being your calling card, he doesn't know how to differentiate a problem or a friendly. I mean, it's, if you go in and you use a hammer for every situation, well, sooner or later, you're going to nail a few fingers. You're not going to go out and nail, you're not going to drive nails. You're going to hit fingers, you're going to hit friendlies. And that's what he's doing. He's attacked friendlies. He's attacked people that try to help with Spoutible, things you can ignore. He could have ignored advice with stuff. He could have just come out and said, you know what? These things that's good advice. Whatever. He could have came in and clarified, with Detectify. He could have said, as far as partnering, he meant, hey, what we're doing is going in, I should have used better wording. There are ways that you handle this, but the way that you don't handle it is you don't put out a statement that sings the praises of a company that you say is on your platform and then attack them by saying, yeah, actually they did all these bad things. I mean, it's just, like I said, it's unreal. It goes against, and what should really scare users is it goes against everything that he was hyping up. So all of the solutions for issues, people were bringing up the fact that they didn't feel safe with Spoutible because they had leaks, they had issues. They've had massive botting problems. I mean, they've had all of these issues that have never been curtailed. And people have been bringing that up and saying, what's going to be the fix for this stuff? Well, the fix was supposed to be this, and it wasn't. There was no fix there because it wasn't real. None of it was real. Subi Sue, thanks for those 5 gifted memberships, too. Thank you for that. Again, thank you. Thank you, everybody, too. I love it. I'm having fun. I'm going to read this. I'm going to just read it all because I'll just keep going through. We felt this step was necessary because our users were perplexed by the bot activity. So again, bot. Once we released Spoutible to the general public, we made the decision to remove Detectify account from our platform. However, the problem reoccurred when we executed a security scan on our production servers earlier this week. Detectify automatically created an account once more using the email address bot@detectify.com, which is not what's showing, by the way, resulting in the same spamming and following nature as before. Despite our attempts to mitigate user concern by populating the bot's profile and communicating its benign nature, its actions caused significant confusion amongst our user base, resulting in over 400 reports by our users. Again, remember, singing the praises right before all of this happened. Went from that, we're partners, that's what they were answering, to this. Following the conclusion of the scan, we removed any content generated by this bot account. It is important to mention that we were transparent and open with Detectify about the situation, especially in light of an accusation of impersonation that was brought to our attention by an individual who has been targeting Spoutible and me for months. They're throwing this right here, by the way. They're throwing this, actually, this is somebody they doxed. This was the person that brought up the $89 account, the thing that they, the fact that they bought Spoutible pretty much. It was an $89 template that they just filled in and didn't know how to actually turn things on. Yeah, that person, they still blame them. That's who they've been going after. Although it's hard to tell sometimes, you might think, nah, Nate the lawyer. No, that's not what you're talking about here. Even though it can be confusing, there's other folks on Twitter too. That's not them. No, they're talking about the guy who Chris Bouzy went after the guy's job, went after everything in his life. I mean, it was unreal. So I reached out to Carl whatever of Detectify to explain the sequence of events, including the context of an ongoing issue with certain individuals targeting Spoutible and me. Furthermore, I provided him with the IP address and the original email link to the bot account, clarifying that we wouldn't delete the account due to evidence proving the bot created the account. To be abundantly clear, if we were to create a profile with the intention of creating our visibility, Detectify, the place they were hyping, would not be our first, second, or third choice. We're proud to partner with what's not our first, second, or third choice. By the way, we wouldn't do that at all. It's amazing. Oh. If anything, these incidents have served to raise Detectify's profile with our user base. At no point in our email correspondence, spouts, or tweets did we insinuate or suggest a partnership with Detectify. Given the events of the last 24 hours, it is abundantly clear this is for the best. I cannot in good conscience endorse a company that issues public statements without first consulting its clients. Again, yeah. You make statements about how we endorse you and you do all of this stuff. They clarify something because it's not how they work. Oh, their problem. Again, shit on them. But at the same time, well, we're their client. Okay, well, what about your first choice? You're telling me, what did your first choice say to you? Did they say, we don't want to fucking work with you? What did your second choice say? Same thing. Why exactly would you be using not your first 3? Again, if it were my first, second, or third, I would go with my first choice. If they, because we're not talking about a human being here. We're talking about a service. I can go out and pick up any damn service that I want because they're not going to run out of people. They're not going to run out of options for bringing me on. I can find a service out there to use. And they said, well, look at this chain of events that he's describing here too. He's saying, well, we had this issue. It was a really bad problem. We had to do something about it, clarify, negate the problem. Well, we did that again. Why did we do it again? Well, they weren't our first, second, or third choice. We don't really want to work with them anyway. Doesn't make sense, does it? I mean, when you read this letter right here, There's no logic to it. It doesn't make sense whatsoever. I've communicated with Mr. Whatever, my concerns and disappointments regarding the handling of the incident by Detectify. It's paramount importance that service providers take steps to ascertain the full extent of an issue before taking precipitous actions. My screen blurred for a second there. It stuck. I was like, "Oh, sorry about that." The fact that Detectify was not fully cognizant of the capabilities of its own bot is concerning, and its susceptibility to external influences by nefarious individuals without thorough investigation. Oh, it's other people's fault, by the way, that they clarified actions, that they clarified stuff. I thought their own users were actually concerned. Over 400 reports there. No, no, no. It's those nefarious individuals, on Twitter. Why the fuck are you using Twitter anyway? You have Spoutible. Things not going too well. Why are you over on Twitter like fighting with people, ass slapping and beyond? I mean, seriously, because you got to fill the ranks. That's the problem. And got to push that political grift. I mean, that's where he is. He politically grifts. And even that's backfiring. He already runs with the cancellation crowd. He does very much. Full throttle with the cancellation crowd. So yeah, I mean, when you do that, eventually you're going to screw up. No matter what, if you're even a decent person, and he's beyond that. But you see again how this went. All right. Now, what's funny is he keeps going back. Like I said, give me a minute. I gotta find a couple of tweets. I mean, like I said, he went full bore into calling them racists. I mean, here you can see right here. This is a company again. He was hyping until they didn't walk lockstep. You have users discussing this with him. They say, this whole thing is messy and suspicious. It's not a common thing to see tech issues floating like this. I just hope it's not the apartheid kin behind it all. He's like, if you read the emails, you would quickly see it's racial. But that is cool. We have already taken our business elsewhere. So again, it's already racial. Like I said, I would not ever use a platform where I could be attacked. My business could be attacked like that. Or, my email could be changed at whim. That's what he's telling you could happen, which that doesn't even make sense. But just say as a casual user, I hear this, I would be afraid of actually using that account. I mean, that would terrify me. You would think it would terrify most people too. There's a lot more to this as well. I mean, if you want to go in and you want to read the entirety of this, I mean, it's it's an amazing discussion. And the Detectify product demo is available for anyone too. If you actually want to see what Detectify does or doesn't do, you can find out yourself. You can set up a demonstration. There are ways to see whether or not it actually does create bots. It creates issues. But of course not. Of course, the people are not going to do that. And like I said, what really annoys me about these Spoutible users is they don't care to find out whether or not this stuff is true. They're perfect. That's why they're the perfect simps for listen and believe. That's why all of them have been this perfect illustration of going out and again calling themselves foot soldiers for this or monster for that or whatever, because at the end of the day, there it is. So here's I want to show you the original. I couldn't find it at first. So the original email, I want to read you this too, okay? I want to show you you got to read the shot across the bow, as it were, right? Well, listen to the original email and you tell me You tell me why this tone changes. Again, all of it changes from to. So here was the original here. Hello. We are thrilled to share some exciting news with you. Spoutible has successfully passed the security scan conducted by Detectify, a renowned security assessment company. We are proud to announce that we have met the stringent standards set by OWASP, and we have successfully addressed the top 10 prevalent vulnerabilities listed in their 2013 to 2017 vulnerabilities list. At Spoutible, we understand the paramount importance of ensuring the security and privacy of our users. We have consistently strived to create a platform that you can trust. You can trust us, baby. You can trust us. Oh my God, this is so good. Hey, thank you, Subi Sue. I saw give me 1 minute here. My freaking live chat just freaked out on me. So I was tracking. I'll get any super chat I missed, but my chat fried and it closed on me. Oh no, it actually wasn't my chat. You know who it must have been? It must have been Detectify. Damn their bots. Damn their bots. CBC though, I don't know if I caught the 5 euphemisms. If I did, thank you again. If I didn't, thank you. Period. Again, I appreciate all of you too. I'll catch all super chats and stuff too. Oh, but it's Spoutible. We understand those issues. We have consistently strived to create a platform that you can trust, and achievement reinforces our commitment to provide a safe and secure environment for all users. The security scan conducted by Detectify is a rigorous assessment that thoroughly evaluates the platform's vulnerabilities to potential cyber threats. By passing this, we have demonstrated our ability to proactively identify and mitigate risks, ensuring that your personal information and data remain safeguarded. So again, with the addition, there's some very good threads on this entire fiasco. I mean, you can see, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And remember, going back, you have to also remember the $89 Russian software issue. That's part of the Spoutible lore. That came up as well. What's up, 2012? Thanks for the 2 there. This is a big red flag. Liability for Boozy. Yes, indeed. This is how you get sued. This is actually how you get sued. Because going out and lying about a place, creating false accounts, yeah, this is how you really screw up big time. Kat, thank you for the happy late Father's Day. And again, Father's Day to all of you people. Happy Father's Day for it. Like I said, I appreciate you all. I wanted to get on here, do everything, but I haven't really had a. Here's the discussion again. You can see how it comes up, pro and con. From that, when it's listed side by side. Then he starts going into the Detectify. They're the ones that created this, but as it says, Detectify, they don't create accounts. They tell you it's part of how they don't scan. They don't do that. So, again, this has been a shit show. This is an ongoing shit show too. This is one that it's been fun to watch. It's been a lot of fun to watch. Now, there are a few other things that are going on. I may have to end here. We may have to cover the Flash and the mess that is going on with. I'll catch super chats here, but I may have to end right around now. I got something coming up real quick. Give me a minute though. I want to hit the super chats first, but let me see. Let me see how. I've got a call coming in, and if it's something that I may have to go do. Nothing bad or anything, but it may actually lead to something pretty fun. But we'll see. We'll see. But anyway, and we haven't. Another thing we also haven't been able to talk about. We haven't even been able to talk about the insurance stuff that's been going on. I mean, we haven't even gotten to that. There's so much stuff out there that we have missed out. And that's on me. I just haven't been able to cover everything. And I'm going to go back and have fun with it. So, City Miles, thanks for the 4 there and the coffee. Appreciate that. Dreadnought, thanks for the 5. The Spoutible slogan should be Spoutible, where you can spout false nonsense and your safety and security is an afterthought. Spoutible, dox yourself. Again, I mean, that's very true, actually. And it's sad to say, but that is true. Super Panda, thanks for the 10. We'll keep you safe, except when we leak our user info. We're a bot-free site, except when there's bots. We didn't use $89 Tritter script. Our cost is $10,000 per month, except at the beginning. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that has been the message from Spoutible. Yes, we cost all of this. Give us money. We're running out of money. Oh, it costs so much to put all of this together and more. Oh, by the way, yeah, well, that didn't happen. We never did the $89 thing. Well, yeah, we did, but that would make us genius. Well, you're all racists. It's amazing. Bad vibes. Thanks for the 10. Hey, Tug, these people are the result of participation trophy ideology. That's true. They can't stand losing, and they will try any way possible. Nothing is off limits for them. Yeah, what's scary about that, actually, is the fact that they will burn anyone that they can to the ground while doing what they do. That's the nuts thing about this. That is nuts. AJ Stone, thank you for the 5 gifted memberships too. I appreciate that. Like I said, this has been a fun. I'm glad to be back. I'm going to try to live stream. Friday I probably can't, but I'm going to try to live stream every day and catch up. I mean, there are so many. Like I said, these people they went out. They thought it would be a great idea to get a plane with a banner. They thought, man, this is going to be the PR win of the century. And it wasn't. It was a freaking embarrassment. I haven't even gotten to comment. Oh my God. There's stuff like that I haven't gotten to talk about. So, yeah. I think we got a lot to have fun with. Oh man. Let me see. I may have caught everyone else there. Let me note one other thing. I'll talk about this just a little bit more, I think, when we go in. I really want to go hard into the whole thing that's going with Into the Fire. And I don't think I'm going to be able to do all of that today. So I do want to hit one thing though, because I think this is important, and it weighs on this whole idea of controversy culture. The whole idea of, if you're controversial, but the money's right, the movie's right, the earnings are right, it doesn't matter. You can be whatever. And Ezra Miller, I want to make something very clear. The accusations that Ezra Miller rears, yes, they are accusations. The thing is, though, he backed the cancellation of other people. When he backed the cancellation of other people for things that have been disproven, now he set the bar for where the society he wanted at the time, when he was riding high, doing anything that he wanted, he set that bar. He should go and drop out the proverbial sword himself because of that. It shouldn't be me. It shouldn't be anyone else calling it out. Yeah, but you notice anytime something comes up with Ezra Miller, it's always someone else. When he chokes somebody, when he chokes a fan, it's the fault of the fan. When he bashes someone in the head with a chair, it's the person that got bashed in the head, and so on. It's been everyone else's fault. That's how it always comes up, or you don't know the whole story. Okay, fair enough with her. Again, the bar was set by you, though. If you want an accusation-based culture, if accusation equals substantiation, then you need to live by that. And they don't ever want to live by that. So Ezra, though, he was the litmus test for this. We have all these people that have been hyping up the idea that Ezra, all sins are going to be erased, all accusations. Why? Because The Flash is supposed to be the best superhero movie ever made. That was the hype for it. That was the early reviews for it. In fact, the numbers that they were talking about were wild. And you've got to remember, this is a movie, when they talk about movies and they talk about earnings, they always deceive people on that. The way they deceive people is they talk about it, they make it sound like if you make your production budget back, that's okay. If you spend 200 million and you make 200 million, it's all good, baby. No, it's not. You got to remember, best case scenario, you break 50-50 with the theater. That's best case average scenario. Overseas is not even close to that when that money comes in. And really, when we're adding it up, the dollar is not that close. It's on the other side of 50%. It used to be right at 50% or a little over. A movie like this would have gotten you 65% of that intake money. But after the beer bug, after the damage that places like Warner Brothers did themselves to the theaters, the theaters, 50-50, baby. That's the best you're going to do. So, you got to make that. You got to make your advertisement money back and everything else. And what they were saying domestically, their expectations, they were talking big money, but the middling amount, the lowest place, if it were to go out and to underperform, they were expecting $70 million. Well, it didn't perform at 70 million. It didn't perform at 60. It performed at 55. Now, again, you've got your international numbers, but it's looking right now with the reviews that are coming in. And I mean, this movie's a mess anyway. It looks like a hot mess. Will I spend my money to watch it? No, I won't watch it for free. I mean, that's how I feel about this movie. If you really want my opinion on fucking Ezra Miller and The Flash, I won't watch it for free. And I've had the opportunity, but I don't want to see it. I don't want to. It's not free. Things are not free in life. The hours that I could do, I could go out. I would rather watch paint dry than watch Ezra Miller in a shitty CGI Flash movie. It doesn't. I'm curious about the Batman portion, but I don't want to watch an Ezra Miller film. I just don't want to. I don't want to engage it. It's just not. But with this, the Flash, they had the expectation from all the hype. Warner thought that this would be a success. They were shocked by the fact that it wasn't. Behind the scenes, they are shocked by this. They had gone in and they had already started writing the next Flash movie because they knew that this movie was going to be a success. They thought, like what's amazing is people just didn't show up. Like the numbers that they expected, it's not bad reviews or anything that killed it. People just didn't give a shit and they didn't show up. Now, why wouldn't they show up? There's your fascinating question. The media kept telling you, shill media, they get paid to do this stuff, by the way. They kept telling you, well, we have mental health crisis for Ezra. We have this, that, of course. He has a drug problem. He probably suffers from some type of drug-induced psychosis. I mean, when you listen to him, it sounds like he has some real problems. And that's sad. If that was the only problem, and to be honest, if that was his only problem, if it were only sex, drugs, and rock and roll, man, who cares? To be honest. If he's going out getting in fights and shit, who would care? But I mean, how many times does a person get to die? And again, he decided to cancel other people. On top of that, he already tanked a franchise. He was part of the reason that Fantastic Beasts failed. He was part of it. There was the controversy that came up with it. And it just wasn't a good movie. I mean, that was the problem as well. But he was part of that issue. Now he is the front runner. Front runner, the Flash. Thank you. No. I mean, he was the face of this franchise. They couldn't bring him out and promote with movie. They were so afraid of the damage that Ezra Miller would do that they wouldn't bring him out with a handler or anything else. And now what's happening? So the whole point in bringing this up is when this flopped, guess what starts trending? Aquaman. Everybody starts talking about Aquaman. Because I mean, even the mainstream media, see, if they're not gonna get to hype their best movie ever made, and they don't get to do the redemption arc, then they're gonna cancel Ezra Miller, and they're making the case for it. They're doing articles talking about it. I did a video on that, talking about the media themselves now. They've done an about face, mainstream media, and they're like, the reason that Ezra Miller, he's done well at all, isn't because he went out and he did, his best or anything like that. It's because rich people back him. Now they said, they play again. It's always got to be hyper political. So they say that the conservative element says it's because of identity. I do think that identity has something to do with it. I think people have been afraid to take him down because they were afraid of the noise and the backlash that would come with it. But I think, yes, rich people back him. I agree with that. I think there are many elements. The Ezra Miller, I've never seen somebody so front and center having so many issues and them say, yeah, it's all good. And the type of issues, again, we're not talking about, again, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. We're talking about some heinous accusations. They just chose to ignore those like they didn't exist, even though Warner is being brought up with those accusations. Oh, your movies are being used, your sets are being used for grooming. Well, that's okay. That's what they're saying. That was okay. We're just going to ignore that. And that's a serious accusation. But they chose not to even bring this stuff up. And again, yes, they are accusations, except for the choking and a few other things that we got to watch ourselves. But remember, that was those people's fault. You don't really see many people choke a fan and then get to blame a fan. You don't get to see, there's something inherently weird about an issue where you see a male choke a female and then for some reason get to walk away. It's strange, isn't it? And yet, and also all of these, the protect all, believe all, they piled on too. It was weird. Hey, what's up, Ray? Thanks for the 8 months. Appreciate you, man. Happy belated Father's Day to us both, my man. Oh man, congrats, brother. Congrats. So glad to see you back and live. Missed you, buddy. Did you see that? You see that sly dog right there? You see Ray like pop that in there. Congrats, both of us, man. Congrats to you, Ray boy. That's good stuff, man. Everybody give Ray a round of W's because that's a win, son. Congrats to you, my friend. Congrats to you. Agnes, thanks for the 11 months. And the mainstream was saying that the last TC of Pirates of the Caribbean only made 800 million. Now they wish they had one movie with that success. Ironic. Yeah, indeed. They gave up. That's the problem. Warner is desperate for a franchise that'll work. See, they want that Marvel money. They want that Disney, which is waning. They're not making the money that they did before. There are certain franchises like Black Panther. It's established. It's gonna continue to make money. But when they keep popping origin story this or that, you don't have any more Avengers arcs that are going to lead into some giant main movie. All of that is played out and there's nothing replacing it. I don't think people suffer superhero fatigue necessarily. They're tired of the same shitty type of story that comes up when they get something like a Boys season 1, like it or I liked it, but like it or dislike it, it was different. And a lot of people, they were like, heck yeah, we want that. That's great stuff. People are tired of really bad movies. And like I said, people didn't even show up for The Flash. When Aquaman comes around, that's going to be interesting. And like I said in DeVay's video, all of this stuff, I want to talk about Into the Fire. I'm going to talk about that tomorrow because apparently that's supposed to signify Amber Heard's brand new comeback. Although I can't for the life of me understand how that works. I mean, we're talking about a brand new movie here. We're talking about a movie that was filmed before everything. They trotted him out at a film festival and nobody gave a fuck. The one thing that did stand out to me, though, is the fact that the media, when you look at what they did to Johnny Depp, when he was sitting there talking about controversy and more, they don't treat her that way. She was found to have acted with malice. She was found to be a monster. And they sidle up to a monster. What does that say about them? I mean, like I said, they softball question. Depp handled himself very well when he was hyping his new movie. Handled it very well. But they tried to do their damage. And they're going after, so I watched The Idol, which is Lily Rose Depp's debut series. Oh, not her debut series, but her. I mean, really, this is her series. Like for a lot of the world, people have seen her maybe a commercial of this. They haven't really. They don't know who that is. But then you had all of this negative coverage talking about the show The Idol that was coming up. So people were curious about it. So I watched The Idol. Now, it is heavily sexual. It is heavily sexual. So if you don't want that, like right there, I would say in your face, but there's a joke that comes up in there or a situation. Yeah, maybe I shouldn't use that term. But it's been interesting so far. And the media, they are just dogging it. They are attacking her, attacking The Weeknd. And I remember them hyping Californication or Shameless or dozens of other freaking shows that are heavily sexualized, heavily. They were okay. What's the problem with this movie? The problem here, or this show, the problem here is the last name of Lily Rose. Her father, that's their problem. They want to bury them. And because The Weeknd was like, screw all of you. Like, I didn't know who the fuck The Weeknd was before all that. I'm going to tell you who that was. I don't know who that is. But I did after that. I was like, ha, 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 ha. Because he was telling Variety and Rolling Stone, they all suck it, basically. You got a problem with it. Well, you're lying. I mean, they came up with these weird accusations about, it was just the strangest thing. And it's basically like they took the script of the show. The show makes fun of the type of culture that they create. It makes fun of them, and they don't like that. It shows you the horrors that your main character is a Britney Spears clone, someone who's had a mental breakdown. In fact, they kind of make that very clear. They're being manipulated from all angles. They have handlers. And, you see the buzzwording. You see it's just insane. You see damage control. You see a person breaking down. I mean, again, it's a fascinating show if that kind of coverage is for you. I'm wondering where it'll go. I didn't know if I'd like the show or not. But I'm curious what's happening. And I'm curious what kind of train wreck it'll create. But it's like they took the archetypes that are created as characters in that show, and they attached them to real people. The media did. It's like they took The Weeknd's character in that, and they were like, that's really him in real life. And it's unreal. It sounded like some of those idiot freaking witnesses that we saw with AH. I mean, that's what these people sound like. It's like they're just because you put together something that is heavily sexualized because it deals with some horrible stuff. I mean, Hollywood eats people. Why do you think they end up in fucking cults? Why do you think somebody would end up in a cult like that NXIVM cult where they end up body branding themselves, and subject themselves to just horrific shit? Why do you think so many people end up in things like Scientology? Because Hollywood breaks something in these people. And they don't really like the fact that there's a magnifying glass on the fact that their entire culture is fake. They're fake. They don't like that, and that it breaks people. We've seen it happen real time. We've seen how it feeds on people. We've seen, like, again, Britney Spears, the perfect example. She broke. And they've had to ship it. But a lot of it, again, I think, first and foremost, what makes her a accessible target, Lily Rose did, because they the things they say about, again, I remember watching Californication, and Californication, it was some raunchy stuff. Shameless had some raunchy stuff in it, and it's that's how stories are, man. Every story is not going to be cookie cutter. It's not going to be clean. It's going to have frayed edges. Or maybe it's an entirely warped image, because there are awful situations in life. And what's amazing is, they could have looked at that show, and they could have said, everything they say negative, just depending on how they want to spin it, they could have spinned it in the most positive way possible. But again, the last name of the person that's involved. It's just, like I said, it's unreal. It's unreal to look at. 1 second here. What's up, Super Panda? Thanks for the 2. Tug says bye 30 minutes later. And you know what? I can't help it, man. I can't help myself. I'm having a good time with this. Again, I don't want to. The one thing I wanted to go into today was that whole Into the Fire situation. I wanted to talk about, the hype behind it. It's been fascinating to see the push to try to rehabilitate Amber Heard. I mean, this woman cut off a dude's finger and put a cigarette out on his face. And they are damn well determined, because when one of them does something horrible, they hope hell screw that guy too, right? 2012, thanks for the 2 here. Habits wouldn't change. It's stable. Entertainment's different. Glory, thanks for the 5 there. If AH looked like Rosie O'Donnell, the mainstream media wouldn't send for her at all. That's true. But they say AH is pretty. She can't be a demon in the room. Of course, they've been spinning everything. So they were saying, in JD, for example, when he was talking about her hitting the wall, they were like, that's proof. That's proof of misogyny. And it's proof of him being sick and tired of somebody that's an absolute piece of shit. Oh, man. You can go out and you can destroy somebody's life with false accusations, but boy, you say that they hit the wall, their looks have faded, They'll say, first of all, that's proof of something terrible happening, when we've all heard that before. But they were like, oh, that's proof. That's proof of something physical, when that's not what that means. And we all know that. And they're like, oh, no, that's proof of misogyny. Apparently, you're supposed to sit and have someone accost you repeatedly, and you're just supposed to take it. And you're supposed to take it. Supposed to eat it down. That's not how it works, People lash out. You get mad verbally, you're going to say something awful. I mean, again, why would you be obligated to nicety in that? If the situation were reversed, again, they talk a big game about AH and all those statements. Oh, well, no, that was okay. It's permissible somehow. Well, again, who walk away with injuries? Provable injuries. Because I saw somebody with 9.5 fingers. I saw somebody with a cigarette burn on their face. And the other person I saw were paparazzi pictures that pretended to have some kind of injury, which is like, but no medical records, no nothing. They spent a lot of time trying to debunk real injuries. It's this situation is real. I cannot believe that I'm sitting here talking to you over a year after this trial. I can't believe right now there were 1,200 of us sitting around laughing at these stupid assholes and their failures. 1,200 people Right now they're like 960 or whatever. Because I said I was going to go twice, and that's when people leave. They took me at my word, but I mean, it's astounding. It's relevant. It's because we've landed somehow in the middle of a damn war that will never end, and they have created a war. They are threatening. They're like, defending isn't enough. They're going to get a gun. They're making it clear. They're choosing violence. They feel like they're foot soldiers in a war. Like, I'm just making fun of dipshits. The party should be over, lights out. But no, they're determined to relitigate a trial. They're determined to bury the man that was actually an abuse victim, because men, they can't have justice. Not in this world. They'd have been perfectly fine with putting the man under the courthouse. Now, if the situation were reversed, there would be no rehabilitation from these folks. They would have been totally fine with burying him. Like I said, you always have to look at the motivation. It's surreal. Now, like I said, I enjoy it. I still enjoy when I don't have fun anymore is when I'll check out of the conversation. That's when it ends for me. Like when it's not fun. But they're fucking crazy. And they also, I mean, they've gotten nastier about the doxing of other people. Again, Emily DeBaker, that's nuts. They're like, oh, she somehow has the wrong politics. She's been scrubbing mess. Like, she's pretty open about who she is. Like, she's never been I need to hide myself. And I mean, they're out there, making threats out of anybody. Like, that's probably the wrong person to tangle with too, because a lot of people like Emily DeBaker. But then again, I mean, these are the same fucking people that are trying to cancel PewDiePie right now. Yeah, they're out there. I thought about covering that story too. One of the biggest YouTubers that ever existed. They're trying to cancel that guy. Why? Because he made fun of AH. That's the reasoning. They made it clear. That's why they're trying to destroy him. They also, I never covered this because it just felt bad to me, but I think it should go into noting. They weaponized the death of Tina Turner. They used Tina Turner because Tina Turner had been through some very public situations of abuse. They weaponized her unfortunate passing. They weaponized them. On top of that, they Sky News, I think it was. They had Eve Barlow on, and it went over so badly they ended up deleting the freaking links to it because so many people were like, "Why are you having this piece of garbage on?" I mean, there's the stuff I still haven't gotten to cover in depth about them going after one of the Pink Floyd co-founders, trying to cancel that man. Not because of this, but they were calling him an anti-Semite, trying to destroy his life because of the imagery from The Wall, which is the opposite of what they're describing. It's unreal. Like, I feel like we have gone backwards as society. We do not, the things that we understood in the past, like, again, The Wall, the imagery from The Wall, the message in that, it's the same type of message that you got from a 1984 Animal Farm, whatever. I mean, you're getting the same kind of message about, authoritarianism and tyranny. And they're like, no, the people who are conveying that message, because they choose symbolism. They do choose symbolism that it reflects that you want to be able to tell, when you look at that, you can tell exactly what they're pointing to. They're saying this is the bad guy. And those were the bad guy. What's the problem with using a recognizable bad guy like that? The Yahtzees were bad guys. We all know they were. So fuck yeah, let's use, if you're going to use symbolism and say, look at the bad guy there, it makes a powerful statement. I'm waiting for them to go out, and I'm afraid in a few years, like the way this is going, to be honest, I'm afraid that in 5 years, I'm going to see them trying to take down Schindler's List because they think it's somehow disrespectful or something. I mean, it's unreal. That's the kind of world we live in these days. Oh, but anyway, I don't know. I feel like I'm woken up in some kind of weird alternate reality. We need to go through that whole cancellation though, because that was so bizarre to look at. Like I kept thinking, and Barlow was front and center in this, playing this the whole anti-Semite card. And what was fascinating to me is if you look at the wall and you look at the actors that are involved. Yeah, I seem to remember a very prominent Jewish figure, as part of that. But that doesn't matter. These people, it doesn't matter at all. And if you think it was a nothing, like some of these cancellations, if you think that they are a nothing, they had to involve the courts in Germany to make sure that they could still put on shows. I mean, that's how bad things got. Now, I mean, like I said, we need to go down that rabbit hole too. There's a lot of it. It's still going on. There's some weird cases that have come up. There's so much stuff to talk about, which I like. I like the fact that there's a lot to talk about. Fallen Nero, thanks for the 3. Bye. Yeah, I need to get out of here too. I need to get out of here as well. I don't know. I just like live streaming. All right. But anyway, I'm going to end here. I'm going to leave this up. Everybody can enjoy it. If I take them down from now on, I'm trying to, it takes about 6 hours or more for them to convert over, but I want to put them on locals. And when everything cements, I want to do more on locals. I'm glad people still do stuff there, and there. I look in. I'm reining in everything. I got a lot to do, but yeah. Anyway, but I appreciate you all. I'm going to end here, and we will talk about Into the Fire next time. Oh, it'll be something. You'll enjoy it. So make sure you tune in. But I appreciate all you folks, and I'll see ya.